Yeah, so I was watching Tarot and Chill. It was this reading about ancestors, like what they want to say to you. And I'm gonna play it, cause it was a bit creepy, I ain't gonna lie. But I fuck with her, so I fuck with her channel. I haven't seen her videos in a while. I think she might not even been posting like that. But so all right, y'all. This is the video where um it told me about the CROWS. Now she is doing something different here where she's channeling in a different way. So at the end, I couldn't hear a lot of what she was saying. So I'm gonna try to use the subtitles, but the subtitles was wrong when I tried to use it last time. But I'm gonna see if I could piece it together. And I usually don't like to read the tarot reader cards because what they get from it, they might get something different intuitively, but because I couldn't really hear her, I'm gonna be looking at the cards. I almost feel like in these cards, it's like it's two stories. Down here, it's talking about this King of Coins. When I was just looking at the Knight, I thought this might have been the Death card, but then I seen this cup in the hand. But it really reminds me of the Death card a whole lot. Then you have this Page of Wands. So here go the CROWS. Now I didn't pick this group because it was Crow. I actually randomly picked it. But as soon as I seen this, I was like, oh yeah, this shit is for me. But silencing the mind, I feel like that's important because in this shark, because these crows will start to get loud every time that I was talking, when I was saying some truth.
Chose the Angelite. I'm going to tune straight into your channeled reading, so please forgive my silence while I do so. Sorry. There are nobody else's ancestors to talk to. Was the reading good? I am saying, learn. The reading is over. Funny. Should we tell you a secret anyway? Me ancestors are crows. They have been watching you. Crows are watching you, and they care for you, but not in a good way. It's just like the bad ancestors are watching you, and they want to create mischief in your rooms. They want to make rubbish happen for you. So you need to make sure you protect yourself from those rubbish ancestors who want to crooked for you. Okay, please listen to the other ones who are good. Cherishable ancestors are the ones which you have on your line, which is your father's. Please listen, trust the father's line. Cherish the father's line. Sorry guys, there wasn't much for reading for you, but I hope you enjoyed that anyway. If you like,
I really wish I could hear that better, to be real, but at the end she was saying something about these ancestors they don't care for you like that. They're not good ancestors. And then she said that something about my father's side, about ancestors on my father's side that I could trust. I picked group 3, and she was talking about the CROWS, and I was like, damn, bitch, damn, cause let me tell you. And I mentioned this crow before. It's a crow lately that been flying around here where I live at, and every time I start talking, it would get to screaming and yelling and shit. It's this other bird. Now, like, let me tell you about these birds, because I started seeing different birds. It's transitioning again though. Cause it's one bird that looked kind of like a chicken and a buzzard, and it got like a red face. It could be some form of buzzard or something. But I also seen this same motherfucking bird in the town over at my parents' house. And it's a big bird. And when it went to flew off, I feel like I have energy going through my feet. Cause my mom, she love nature and shit like that. But with this motherfucker, she like, that's a motherfucking buzzard. And she started buzzard. And she started yelling to get off of her fence. And it started eating something. I don't know what it was. It was some form of fruit. But I was looking at it and I was like, I'm not sure if that's a buzzard or not. Like, but I'm just started seeing this motherfucking bird, but I seen it twice. And then this fucking crow showed up. And I just know that it was sent. Now, I did see a buzzard. The day after that girl, Stacy, called me, when she called me on a motherfucking new moon, bitch. That's how I know you know what the fuck you doing, bitch. But that's alright, though. That's alright, bitch. Okay? You think you so motherfucking slick. The next motherfucking day, bitch, I was on the phone with my homegirl. The one that you lied on. I'm talking to her, right? And a motherfucking buzzard. Just one. Now, usually when I see a buzzard, they be eating something on the side of the road, and they be like multiple of them. But this one buzzard flew down next to the street. And, you know, I should put my homegirl on here so she could tell you, because I started talking shit to this buzzard. I started talking shit like, fuck you, bitch. Because I knew that energy was attached to her energy. I already knew that. So, this motherfucking crow, though, bitch. Now, I knew it was something with this crow at first. You know, I know people saying that crows supposed to represent certain shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, okay? You know, the thing is that you have to give it permission to work. You have to give it permission to work by your belief in it. Now, sometimes the way that our minds is trained, it's hard to resist creating some type of fear around it because of the symbolism of it, you know. But no, you have the keys to change your own reality if you choose to. So that's why when I motherfucking see the bird, it was making all that fucking noise. I know that it was a nuisance. But I had said, I was like, see, if the bird was on y'all motherfucking side, he would be silent. But he loud and screaming like an alarm. So that let me know the state of mind that y'all in. So after that, this fucking crow, right? Now I'm like, I'm usually at one with nature and shit, but with this motherfucking crow, I was really thinking about going buying a BB gun and I was gonna shoot that bitch or something. Cause I was like, bitch, you always interrupting me when I'm out here talking, like in my videos and stuff like that. Like you might hear it in the background at times. In different locations, like it would fly around. But one time, I'm out here chilling. It flew over me and it landed on top of the building and it started screaming and yelling like it be motherfucking doing. And I'm up here like talking shit in my head about it.
And then I said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Now, I don't even know why I said that. I said this in my head. And then afterwards, that it came in my head, I giggle about it. Like, why am I even saying this? The damn bird flew down to the street. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. Now, listen, I'm not a religious person, and I will never be a religious person because religion in itself is fucked up, okay? What they do with it, it's a tool, it's a weapon that they use. But I was noticing, like, when I was reading, like, the Gospel of Thomas, which I'm finna read the whole thing and go over the interpretation of it soon. But I was reading the Gospel of Thomas, and there were things that Jesus would say. I really fuck with the Gospel of Thomas because it really, like, in the Bible, it don't really give you a whole lot of Jesus said. You get a whole lot of people who witnessing shit. But in the Gospel of Thomas, it really got the energy of somebody following Jesus or being a part of Jesus' life and just writing down hard shit that he say. Like Jesus said, like Jesus said, but also it also give you an understanding. That's why I'm gonna break it down. But when Jesus was using words, a lot of times he was using words to provoke an energy, to cast a spell, to add some form of protection, or to penetrate consciousness. So, hey. So within that, I was learning that when you read a lot of things in the Bible, like Psalms and shit like that, those are actually like rituals and spells that you use. That's why, like, here in the South, when we talking about it, people would say stuff like, oh, you want to get this job, go read Psalms such and such before you go and you will get the job. Like, I hear that all the motherfucking time. So when I was reading the Gospel of Thomas, it was very apparent, like, what he was doing with the words. So I'm going to talk about that more.
Let's rewind it just a little bit. What she said here, they want to create mischiefs. And I think she said different realms. And on this part, she said everything is over. And I feel like it's like the end of this period. We're going into a transition.
Fun. Should we tell you a secret anyway? Me ancestors are CROWS. They have been watching you. CROWS are watching you. And they care for you. But not in a good way. It's just like the bad ancestors are watching you. And they want to create mischief in your rooms. They want to make rubbish happen for you. So you need to make sure you protect yourself from those rubbish ancestors who want to grow good for you. Okay, please listen to the other ones who are good. Cherishable ancestors are the ones which you have on your line, which is your father's. Please listen, trust the father's line. Cherish the father's line.
I wonder which cards are these. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. And then at one part of the reading, she was saying that it was basically, it sounded like she was saying like the world is coming to an end. And it's funny. Should we tell you the secret anyways? So there is like some form of revealing. I was actually writing today about that. I was writing about feeling this energy of something coming or something, even something closer to me, and feeling like it's a good thing, but it's frustrating because I don't know what it is, and I don't really like surprises like that. It's almost like it's going to be a surprise, but also it's involved my destiny. Like, I really feel like something is coming that when it happened, it's gonna seem like, how did that happen? You get what I'm saying? Like, because I'm trying to perceive something happening, something good happening. But it's like, it's not that I can't perceive something good happening, but the magnitude of what this going to be is so huge that that's why I can't perceive it. Like, see it where it come from. Like, let's say that you is destined to get a whole bunch of money, right? But you don't have no form of access to that money. Like, you don't have no business. You don't have a bank account. You don't have any relatives that could suddenly die and pass down money to you. Like, you don't have access to any practical connection to you suddenly getting money. But one day some stranger come up to you and be like, I want to give you all this money because it was ordained or something. Like, that's what it feels like. Something like that. Like some unexpected thing. I don't know what it is, but it's something that feel like it's been tickling me for a minute. And this person right here look familiar. Hmm. Hmm. Timing, do I say timing is critical? Ain't that a bitch? All right. I'm gonna pick another one and see what it say. I'm gonna pick it right here. I'm feeling 6.
That decided to settle for things that were not fulfilling for them, and then they like to reflect them off on other people. Okay, We've been married almost 2 years, and every day, like I say, we get better. It gets better and better and better. And there's love, and there's peace, and there's joy, and there's happiness. There ain't no lying, no backstabbing, no pulling teeth, no secrecy, no shit happening in the background, nothing on the side. Like, no, I found my person. And you can put all that hate and that misery on yourself because you ain't doing it up over here. Right? So that's that type of energy. Like, people who believe like, oh, that only happens in the movies. That's fairy tale. It's fairy tale and in the movies to you because you don't value these things. These people that I'm talking about, they don't value this. Because they not built from love. They built from the devil. They built from pure evil, because to do something like this, evil. And I'm being very mindful of my words. But like I said, this is some setup, I'm coordinating and working with entities and the devil to bring you down because your light is shining a little bit too bright. That smile on your face, that glow that you got is a little too much. I don't smile like that. I don't have love like that. I'm not happy like that. So you don't deserve to be happy like that. Wrong. God said otherwise. God said, well, this one here, they deserve it. You? No, never. Because you don't even know how to give it. You don't even know how to be it. But these people want to be you so bad. Male, female, it don't matter. These people are jealous of you. And they connected with you to get to know you, to imitate you, to take from you, to drain you, to keep you from this place of reaching your highest vibration of happiness, love, and peace, because they know once you get to that vibration, it's on and popping. You really gonna go up and up and up and up, because that vibration, it keeps going, right? So these are the people that wonder, like, how do you keep going after you've been knocked down? Kid you not, that was one of the last conversations I had with my ex-husband in his car. When we were talking about the divorce is done, how do we move forward on co-parenting? And he just had to say it. He was like, I'm just not like you. You get knocked down and you just get right back up. Right? Well, what the hell, you think I'm gonna get knocked down, stay the fuck there? Like, what the fuck do you think this is? Like, no. Right? But people like that, they do, because they're not strong. They put on this illusion that they are, right? They make themselves up. They gloss themselves with luxury things and with money or with muscles and all of that. And they appear to be so confident and have it together on the outside, but the inside is ugly, okay? But that's where the tables turn, right? Because this is definitely the age where everything is going to be seen for exactly what it is, right? That's why we're talking about aliens and all that, you know, out of this world shit, because this is when the veil is lifted.
Silence while I do so. Stay little. Completely silent and little. Times of old was easier. Please talk with me in a language which is not the same one. Kind of struggle to tell you. Thanks. Before, long ago, so many of us were little, kind of smaller than you, and smaller than many people today. Big people were so easy to spot. We were kind of small and light-footed, kind of like a cat's feet, so tiny and light and fragile. But seriously, very quick. We could almost fly. We were so quick at running and jumping and
Oh my goodness.
700 years ago. There was a
700.
battle, and the battle completely destroyed our people, and we died.
Mm.
Your ancestors corrupted us. I clicked something for you, didn't I? Leave it there. Just talk to us more, please. We are your ancestors. Call for us. Call for your ancestors in your Aruba.
This one reminded me of a past life memory I had that I actually put up here on YouTube. But I had this memory of this past life, and at the end of it, I was killed by this giant robot, and she was just saying that the big people was easy to spot and we was little. But I think she said fur-like, and it wasn't fur-like, but they did look a lot like this. These beings, they wasn't here though. They was on another planet, maybe even in another realm or something. But they had a dark skin like this. And they could glide in the air because of something around their rib cage that will let air flow through, but it causes them to glide. And they didn't speak with their vocal cords. Oh, that reminds me, yo, like, okay. In this, she said that we speak to you, but you can't speak to us, or no, you can't hear us because something about either you can't use their language or something like that. But when I was existing, incarnated during this time, we didn't use vocal cords. It's like we threw energy at each other in order to communicate. Damn.
Probably a really old language resonated with your Aruba. Listen to the languages that done on English. Thank you for watching, guys. That was a really interesting message. I really hope you enjoyed it. Can you talk to us, Mom? We talk to you and you don't hear us because you have no way to hear us.
See, it's just funny how I went back and it landed right where I needed it to land it. Like stuff like that been happening so much lately. Like it's crazy. Like I would be coming in the door. I seen Peace Dilla talking about this too, but like coming in the door and somebody's just coming out and it's like they open the door for you, but it's almost like it was just so perfect. The timing was so perfect. It's like little things like that been happening, like little, like sometimes when I'm editing my videos, I could tell spirit really want me to put this video out because I swear like the editing will become easier. Sometimes it would just seem to happen by itself. Like I'd be like, okay, I'm for to edit this session out, I'm for to put this in, and then I turn around and it's like already there, or I don't really have to do much because where I was planning on editing a certain section out, the time mark was already stamped or something. Or, you know, I was able to find this perfect picture, or I was able, so like little things like that been happening that because being spiritually attacked and having people take from you, as in your personality, your knowledge, your essence, and then try to sell it as your own, as their own, is really frustrating. And sometimes it's it causes you to feel defeated. But I understand that we are going through a transition right now. I understand that all of this is happening for a reason and a purpose. So, and during this, I feel protected. So I don't feel afraid. I do feel alert because I feel like, well, I know that I'm being spiritually attacked by people that I don't even understand why they do what they do. But I'm starting to realize that these people are not even really people. I call them demons, but they are like soulless beings. They're not even really real. Like, I hope people understand when I say that. Like, it's something that I keep hearing a lot lately, is that people speak death into their life. I just been hearing it everywhere. I've been reading a lot of religious texts lately, and I also been watching people who is talking about things that I like to talk about, like Bobby Hemmett or a few others. I can't even really recall their name right now, but so, and I realized that, what we coming into is a knowledge that could give us a life where we could live as long as we want to. And I was just perceiving that the other day, like, we are a lot of times manifesting our reality. I was asking the question of why they do all that they do to sabotage us, to manipulate us. Because in this realm, you would think that it has to be a form of acceptance of what they do. So they manipulate you into accepting those terms and conditions. Like, before they could even put you in slavery, it's like you had to accept that, you had to allow it in some type of way. I was just having a discussion about Kanye when he said slavery is a choice. And I understand why people felt like so angry about it. But I feel like a lot of times Kanye is talking from a consciousness that people is not able to understand. Like, people are so caught up in the politics. People are so caught up in the words and the language, that they're not tapped into the spiritual side of it. Spiritually, I understood what Kanye was saying, spiritually. And for Kanye to be in that arena, he is told information that it would be harder for us to find. And I feel like Kanye is a bit of like an emotional person. So it's important for him to speak his truth. And I think that he tried to do it in a way that he don't say anything that could get him fucked up. But what he do end up saying, he get punished by it because people is caught up in other things around it. Like when Kanye did that interview and he said that slavery is a choice, I'm thinking that the fact that, because my homegirl, if you go look at Aqua Terrestrials, like she's more political. I was having this discussion with her and she was like, well, he should have reworded it different because the way that he said it, he sounded like he was being insensitive. And I was saying that I don't feel like that was his intent. And when we have a deeper discussion about it, in a lot of ways, what he said was true. But she was still like, well, it's the way that he said it. And I was like, well, why do we even live in a world where we have to monitor what we express so much? Like, why can't we just express ourselves and have an open discussion? And then she was like, well, he should have came back and explained. But see, this the thing. When he did that, before he left the facility, and they already released the tape and spun a narrative around it to get us to look at it in a certain type of way. I guarantee you, if the narrative that they built around it was different, then our perspective will be different of what he said. But it's like they built a narrative around Kanye that they don't want you to like him. They want you to think that he crazy. So for that alone makes me slow down when I'm processing Kanye. Cause I'm like, it's more than what they tell you. So I'm listening to him on a spiritual level. And on a spiritual level, I fuck with Kanye. I fuck with him on a spiritual level. Like we really in a time period that things are changing very drastically. And depending on where you at spiritually is going to determine, is it for the better or is it for the worse? Like, this world get on my motherfucking nerves. Like, I'm over it like a motherfucker. So I sure don't give a fuck about it ending. And I don't fear death, you know. I don't even fear destruction. But I know that how I've been living and my heart and my intentions, I know that I don't deserve that reality. And I don't believe that I'm going to get it. But some people will. But anyways, let me continue the audio.